Let's take a look at a vintage Saberforge lightsaber. So I don't know exactly how old it is, and I also wasn't able to locate the name of this lightsaber, so I did pick this up secondhand and don't know too much about it, but it is an older Saberforge model as far as I can tell. And so if you kind of look at the overall design, it has a little bit of a clan saber vibe to it, so it looks a bit like the lightsabers that the kind of background Jedi in the prequel trilogy use, especially with this sort of, radiator style emitter at the top. But it's two-toned hilt, so it's mostly this metallic silver color with some black accents, although there's some wear to this black part. I think it's possibly just kind of paint here, rather than some other type of finish that would maybe be a bit more resilient. So you can see it has a white blade to it, and I mentioned the kind of grooved emitter section before. It does accommodate a 1-inch blade. It still has that blade retention screw right there. And you notice that the kind of top part, this emitter section, it looks like the metal piece kind of slides over the body. So the top part is some type of shroud. There's a little bit of a neck there, a few thin grooves with some kind of nice black accent coloring to it. Another sort of neck. This section is a little reminiscent of the Luke ROTJ lightsaber. And then, a little bit, a few more grooves here and there. Cover tech wheels still here. And then the pommel kind of has almost like a, what do you call it? Well, it's a bit of a taper again. It's got kind of this cap on the end. And this is a Stunt Saber, so Stunt Saber, no sound, very basic setup. Here's the activation switch, so it's located very kind of low on the hilt. And one of the neat things about the pommel, or the different things about the pommel anyway, is it is actually a type of pommel that attaches with a retention screw, so it's not a threaded pommel, unlike, kind of the newer Saberforge lightsabers. So I've got the this hex wrench tool here. And let's just kind of take a look at it. So, the pommel is pretty basic. It's just kind of this piece here. And then pretty basic battery pack. And it's got these 3 AAA batteries. And there's also actually pretty similar blade retention screw, or not blade retention screw, similar blade plug for this lightsaber. So right now I have I have a 1-inch blade attached to this hilt, as you can see. But there's a blade plug for it, and it's actually an all-metal blade plug. And the domed part is a bit similar to some of the more recent Saberforge lightsaber blade plugs, but you'll notice with this kind of, with this design, sorry, I didn't have this end part in enough. I'll just fix the pommel real fast and we'll get to the blade plug. They really install pretty much the same way as you can maybe see. Now the blade plug is, it's a 1-inch diameter blade plug, and I'll just have to fix that part later, you guys. All right, you can see if you drop it all the way in, it's very far down into the hilt. So what you'd probably do for this is maybe have part of the dome section out, and then just adjust the retention screw there. And so if I actually activate this, there's maybe a little bit of the light you can see, but not really too much. So maybe that's just part of the evolution of kind of these blade plug styles. But yeah, it's a very kind of basic design. It actually has a little bit of weight to it, so it's not extremely light. And yeah, just kind of an earlier lightsaber made by Saberforge. And if you know any other details about it, feel free to comment below. This is just a pretty basic early Saberforge stunt saber, and it has a white LED. So here it is, you guys.